Hi guys, JD here. I don't know why I'm like that. I must be trying to. You know what this is, because I went to a Catholic school, De La Salle Brothers, and whenever you were slouching over like that, the brothers would come by and hit you with a cane in those days, and you'd have to sit up straight. So I don't know why I was sitting up straight. Welcome to the Facebook Live. I've just got my handy iPhone in front of me, just checking people coming on board, which is good. No good doing these Facebook Lives, of course, if you've got zero viewers. Just checking with my crew. I've got it cast 1,000, by the way. Rob, everything ready to go? We're on the right channel, he says. Good, we're ready to rock and roll. And Rob is making fun of being on the right channel because this dickhead who you are watching at the moment, last week, I think it was, in our JD Marketing Facebook Live show, went and started ranting for a good 20 minutes or so on my other Facebook page. I have one Facebook page, which is generally friends and relatives and stuff like that, and then I've got the business Facebook page, which you're on right now. Guess where we were pumping out the Facebook Live? Two of my friends and relatives who don't want to hear me. They don't want to see me. They don't want to hear me because they've heard all of my dad jokes for, X thousands of years. So therefore, we quickly swapped across to the right Facebook page, and you're on it right now, okay? I think you're going to find this enjoyable because what we're going to do is to show you the formula that we've been experimenting with social media in terms of Facebook and Instagram advertising, mostly Facebook in our instance, advertising, and it's proving to make us a few dollars. And so therefore what we've decided to do is put together a class to teach you as a business owner or business manager how to follow the system that we've created. We spend a little bit of money on Facebook, so therefore if you're going to spend the money that we're spending on Facebook, you want to make sure that you test and measure and get it right. By the way, if you would like to do me a favour, a big favour, could you press like? And I don't know whether you would be doing yourself a favour there, because if you press like, then of course that means that you've been recognised as following me and you'll see more of these things. But I don't know whether that's good or bad. I think it's good. But I'm biased, all right? But if you don't mind, press like. And if you find that what you get throughout this Facebook Live show is really valuable to your business, and you've got some friends who own businesses, then please go ahead and share it to them, and then they will like you more. If you share it to them, they'll think that you are sincerely always looking out for them, even though you may not be. You know what? I figured that if you can fake sincerity, you've got it made. So therefore, why don't you share it with people who, basically will then think that you like them. Or if you find what I'm about to launch into right now was completely useless and you wasted entire lunchtime watching this and you think it was really, really bad, then share this with people who own a business you don't like. That'd be good. Then they've got to put up with me for that amount of time. Okay, so that's about it. I'm checking my phone here. It looks like we're ready to rock and roll. We've got a few people on. By the way, sorry, Rob? Simon, we've got Simon in there. How are you, Simon? And we've got George Clooney. We've got George Clooney in here. We've got Princess. Who's the princess these days? Margaret? Is it who? Kate. Anyway, we've got Princess Kate in here, and we've got so many important people. We've got Gordon Ramsay. That's good. Gordon Ramsay is my personal chef. I don't want to go on about it. Big deal, but he's my personal chef. So he's on. G'day, Gordon. How are you? Okay, enough of that, guys. We'll get stuck into this. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's all about how you can use what I'm calling my formula, which is the engagement code, the Facebook engagement code, to make money, to make more money for yourself. And I know that you hear all these gurus online talking about, I'm going to teach you how to make money. I cannot guarantee that you are going to go out and buy, 10 Maseratis as a result of using this particular Facebook formula. But I can just about guarantee that it will make a significant difference in terms of the results that you may have been getting up until now on social media. We've spent quite a bit of money, quite a bit of time, and a lot of research and analysis putting this together. So I think you're going to enjoy it. Okay, we will get underway. This is it, what I'm calling the Facebook engagement code.
That's fine. So that leads me
Good.
to...
Yep. So before I talk about the engagement code and give you the components of that so you can just swipe this and run off and do it yourself, let me say to you that yes, we do have an 8-week course. An 8-week course starting on Tuesday, February 26th, where every Tuesday for an hour to an hour and a half, you'll get me live on a Zoom call teaching you the Yeah, the engagement code, the Facebook engagement code of how you can do what I'm doing right now and how you can actually do advertising on Facebook and get good traction and get good leads and get warm leads. Now, there's a science to this, and I happen to know that there's a science to it because we have invested a bucket load of money into social media over the last 12 months in particular when we got really serious about it. And just a few months ago, 1 month, we spent $72,000 on Facebook, just in 1 month. So when you're spending that sort of money on Facebook, then yeah, you get pretty serious about the analysis of what you're doing and what works and what doesn't. And that's why when people, say to me, oh, JD, Facebook doesn't work, and I say, well, okay, let me have a look at your creative, because it's all about the creative and the format of your ad, by the way, which I'll go through in a moment. And it's awful. I go, well, that's why it's not working. You put shit in, you get shit out. Simple as that, okay? Creative is very important. But the other thing is they say to me, when I say, well, how much are you spending on Facebook? They go, oh, $15 a day. And you go, oh, God. You do the Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone? Right? You go, no, you can't expect to spend $15 a day on Facebook and it works for you. That's not going to happen, okay? That is just not. That's like telling the kids at home to, tidy up their bedroom once. You've got to tell them 10 times before they eventually tidy up the bedroom. And so therefore, you've got to understand $15 a day on Facebook is not going to cut. Not going to cut it for you. Most people spend more than that on coffee, for goodness sake. And if you said to me, oh, well, Smart Alec JD, what should you spend on? I don't know until I know your business, and I'm going to invite you to let me know your business. By the way, just type below what industry you're in. Okay, because throughout this Facebook Live, we'll probably get the chance to have a look at campaigns I've done for certain industries. And if your industry is one of the campaigns that we've done, that I can throw that up on the screen and actually critique that for you. So can you type below, JD, I'm a florist, or JD, I'm an accountant, or JD, I run a dating service, or whatever it may be, okay? And we'll have a look whilst I'm doing this broadcast, whether or not there might be, but I've got my team on the other side of the camera here, a team of thousands, of course. I mean, how many have we got in the room today, guys? I'm getting the number, 142 people just in my office, okay? We're a conglomerate. See, that's why it's the instituteofwow.com. It's not .com.au. We are a massive conglomerate, okay? And where I'm talking to you at the moment is the 58th floor of the 58th floor building that we have, of course. And you believe in Santa Claus as well, I guess. Okay, so therefore, enough of my silliness. Let me get straight into the engagement code. Oh, by the way, sorry, I got off the track because I was trying to be funny. Tragic. If you were to devote perhaps $50 to $100 a day for a week or so to a campaign on Facebook advertising, we're talking PPC, pay-per-click advertising, then that's at least giving you a reasonable chance of testing and measuring. But if you're throwing, we had one client, oh God, they said to me, oh, Facebook ad's not working. I said, well, how much did you spend in like the last week? $7.50. $7.50. And my advice to them, because I'm a good Christian soldier, I was very, very nice to them. I said to them, close up your business and get a bloody job. Okay? You cannot spend $7.50 a week on Facebook and expect it to work for you. Oh my goodness. So therefore, yes, if you were going to test Facebook, I would suggest at least $50 to $100 over a week or two to see, if you're getting traction. And of course, the other thing is that you can't expect that first time out of the blocks you're going to have a home run. Okay, so you might have to test and fix, or test and measure, call it what you like. So therefore, you might split test 2 or 3 or 4 different ads. We have clients whereby over the first month we will test 10, 15, 20 ads for them. Different ad sets. So it might be one particular graphic with a headline underneath that and body copy on top. Then we might try a different photo. Then we might try the same photo with a different heading, and then we might try a video instead of a photo. All sorts of different machinations to determine which one of those works. And if you're throwing at least a modest but realistic budget against that, within a week or two after your testing and fixing, you'll see which ones are popping. You'll see which ones are getting traction. And guess what? They're the ones that you put your foot on the accelerator. They're the ones you spend money on. A lot of people said to me some years ago when I was doing the Greater Building Society's home loan campaigns, and I was fortunate enough to score Jerry Seinfeld as their spokesman. Yes, if you haven't heard my little story before, I got the Jerry Seinfeld, the American superstar comedian, to be spokesman for a small bank here in Australia called the Greater Building Society. The ads just broke records. When we put the ads online and we put the ads on TV and so forth, and their home loans just went whooshka. Jerry Seinfeld does have some pull. And talk about an interruption pattern, a pattern interrupt. So when you saw Jerry Seinfeld's video ad about home loans as you were going through Facebook, you stopped. It was Jerry Seinfeld, for God's sake. So we had a big pattern interrupt. That's a phrase you should write down, by the way. You need to have a pattern interrupt if you're going to be doing social media advertising, because people are scrolling through hundreds of posts. You've got to grab their attention. So if you've got Seinfeld doing your ads, you can grab their attention. People say to me, well, wow, that is fantastic. Why did that work? Well, A, because it was Jerry Seinfeld. There's no question about that. B, he was a fantastic pattern interrupt, whether that be newspaper, radio, or TV, or online advertising. And C, the point is that we had a spectacular offer. Jerry was actually saying to you, if you swap your home loan at the time, not only did you get wonderful service and all this sort of stuff, but you got a free holiday, a free vacation. So we really nailed it. And what I want to do, if you're a business owner, is actually give you a formula which was similar to the ones that we've used for not just Jerry Seinfeld's campaign, but many, many other campaigns that have worked. This formula has worked. I said have before, it should be has. This formula has worked. My English teacher would be, telling me to leave the room at the moment. I failed England at school, by the way. Okay, so therefore I'm going to bring another slide up for you and give you the components. First of all, what you're seeing on the screen right now is what we've called this particular formula. It's the engagement code, okay, and it's all about attracting leads, but the right leads. And it has 3 elements. And the 3 elements in this are long-form copy ads. And I'll leave this up whilst I talk over it, okay? What I'm saying here is that don't be frightened to put a whole bunch of long copy above your photograph or your video. And the reason is that because whilst conventional wisdom from a 23-year-old social media so-called expert will tell you, oh, no, cut to the chase straight away and get them to click. No, you don't want them to click if they're a cold lead, because you're paying Facebook for a crummy click. You want people who are warm prospects to click. So therefore, take some copy that you normally would have had on your landing page and put that into the top of your Facebook ad. And so therefore, people then, when they read through that, 2 things are happening. Facebook are seeing them that they're engaged. They're spending time on your ad, which means that they will actually distribute that ad more for you, because they're seeing that you've engaged people and they want people to stay on their platform. And number 2, when they've read through all of that, then they are going to more than likely be a warm prospect when they click it, because they've been, convinced that they can trust you and like what you're selling. You want warm leads and paying for clicks that are warm, not clicks that are cold. So therefore, it's flipping the traditional model on its head. You do not want to pay Facebook for cold leads. And by the way, it doesn't mean to say, I'll bring it back to me for a second, it doesn't mean to say that if you're putting a Facebook ad together that you need all of that, that Facebook's going to show all that copy before they get to your photograph or your video. You know that it will be like a paragraph or so, and then it'll say see more, and then people will click see more, and then it'll be more see more, and click see more. But let them go through the storytell of what you're all about, what your products or services are all about, before they decide to click. That means that when they click to come through to your sales page, then they are more than likely a much, much warmer prospect. You don't want to pay for cold clicks, okay? And that's against conventional wisdom. I think that's a good little golden nugget that you should write down and take away with you. Getting back to my 3 components of the engagement code. So therefore, number 2 is teaser ads. And I'm going to show you a few teaser ads in a moment just to show you what this is all about. But the teaser ads, again, should have a reasonable amount of copy above the photo or the video. But normally what this is the chance to win something. So for example, it may well be that if you are a lawn mowing company and you are gearing your Facebook ads geographically into older areas where people might be seniors and their lawnmower is 30 years old, and you wouldn't show just a picture of the lawnmower and expect that's going to turn them on, because that's just a feature. You would say, how would you like to win a $500 brand new lawnmower? And all you need to do is to actually answer 3 survey questions and click here and answer them. Now, presumably when someone actually clicks and goes through to the landing page where you've got 3 questions, and that would be, how old is your current lawnmower? You put X number of years. The second question might be, would you prefer a 2-stroke or a normal fuel lawnmower? Yes or no, or the choice. And the third question would be whatever. If you're a lawn mowing company or a lawn mowing retailer, then you know the questions better than I. But what you're doing there is pre-qualifying that person so that when they actually do put their name, email and phone number in for the chance to win the lawnmower, then of course you've worked out whether they're a warmer prospect or not. You make sure that competition only runs for a week because you want to be able to do the draw and then get back to the people who didn't win very quickly and say, oh, by the way, you entered our lawn mowing contest. Unfortunately, you didn't win, but you've indicated that your lawnmower is 18 years old and blah, 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 blah. So guess what? This is your lucky day. We have got an incredible summer deal on at the moment, or winter deal, whatever it might be. And with every lawnmower, we're giving you a bloom. Or there's some special offer at the moment in terms of the price. So the whole idea is that you've collected through a contest, which we call a teaser ad, valuable data. Now, it may not be a contest. It may very well be that free report. So, your ad might be, are you overweight and not feeling healthy? Would you love a free report on the safest way to lose weight quickly? And they click that, and of course, they're only clicking it if they are overweight and not feeling good about themselves. And when they go through to the landing page, they are downloading a free report, but only if they actually give you their contact details. Now, I know that you might say, well, email is important. Email open rates are going that way. So I'm not saying don't collect their email, but you know what? Email open rates are pretty low these days. It's because we've abused it, okay? It's like the fat kid at Sizzlers, okay? He eats too much of the food and, of course, he can't fit any more in. He's abused the whole smorgasbord thing. You do not want to concentrate a huge amount of your marketing on email. And in fact, look, Infusionsoft and the likes of ClickFunnels and automated email systems like that are probably a bit worried because whilst they're very, very clever and very sophisticated, and we have them ourselves, with email open rates going down because we've all abused email, then you've got to look for other means of contacting people. And guess what the other means are? Private Messenger on Facebook, which is just insanely valuable when you know how to do it. And when you join our 8-week class in terms of our engagement code, Facebook advertising formula, you're going to learn more about that. And outside of Private Messenger, their mobile number, their cell number, okay? Because guess what? You might find that open rates for email these days on a successful campaign will be somewhere between 10 and 20% open rates with maybe a 2 or 3% click-through and you're dancing in the rain. Guess what? In terms of mobile marketing, text messaging, it's a 94% open rate within 3 minutes across the Western world. 94% open rate within 3 minutes. I know which one I'm going to pick. So therefore, get their email address when they're downloading a free report or they're entering a contest with these teaser campaigns, but make sure you get their phone number, their mobile or cell number, okay? I'm only saying cell because if you're watching this from overseas in America, you call it cell phones, we call them mobile phones. Okay, so let me take you back to that slide again, and this is the third and very, very vital part of the engagement code that you can actually learn from me when you join our 8-week program, which I'll talk about in just a moment. And this is free organic traffic through what you're watching right now. Okay, this is Facebook Live, and what you're seeing here is me talking to you and having the opportunity to, display my wizardry, and I've paid nothing to get you here. This is why this Facebook Live thing is insane, and likewise with Instagram and YouTube, okay? So therefore, it is insane. Everyone has the opportunity these days to have their own TV show. This is mine. Over Wednesday at lunchtime, I'm going to be very disciplined to keep this going. It takes a little bit of time to prepare for these things and, do it. And then likewise, I do 2 or 3 or 4 posts a day on Facebook Live. But you know what? It's paying dividends. I wouldn't be doing it. I'm not completely stupid if it wasn't working. And because the thing is, the more you tell, the more you sell. Okay, now you're going to walk away with a whole bunch of stuff after this way Facebook Live, which you can have a shot at implementing it into your business if you want, and that's great. Or if you want to fast track it, then I'm going to give you the opportunity to fast track it because we have an 8-week program. It's a class. It's a JD, basically, engagement code class, showing you how to exploit social media advertising and what you need to do to get the best benefits out of it. And there will be a particular emphasis on, what you're seeing here right now, Facebook Live. And if you're not comfortable in front of the camera, that's fine. Find someone in your business who is comfortable in front of the camera, but really seriously think about doing this. I tell the story that, when we kicked this off, I did a Wednesday night version of what you're seeing now. Some time back, and it cost me nothing to put on, except 5,000 text messages. We sent out 5,000 text messages the moment that I switched on the Facebook Live, so that was 10 cents at the time, so it's $500, which is nothing. We pulled in within 2 days $77,000 worth of sales, and then a couple of weeks later, someone who couldn't talk to us at the time because they were on holidays ended up taking up a private coaching program that we have, which is a few grand a month for private coaching, and so that's another 36, and so therefore we're talking over six figures just from one Facebook Live show like this. And guess what? The only expense was $500 for 5,000 text messages. I think anyone would do that every day of the week. So if you are thinking about advertising pretty heavily on social media, then why don't you think about joining our club? It starts on Tuesday the 26th of February. It's called the Engagement Code course. And if you want to learn more details about it, don't go now. Don't go now, but you can get more details at wowengagementcode.com. I'll be repeating that later, okay? We're not going to go for too much longer, but I'll repeat that again so you know where to go. Wowengagementcode.com. By the way, if you're interested in private coaching, which means I take over the marketing of your business in a quasi-marketing manager sense, that's a few $1,000s a month. So if you're a business doing $500,000 or more, or maybe $400,000 or $500,000 or more, then $36,000 a year to have me as your marketing manager is a pretty good investment. The Greater Building Society, just to give you some perspective on that, towards the last few years when I was looking after, putting all their marketing together as a consultant, and of course I got Jerry Seinfeld for them, so therefore I know who got the better end of the stick, but they were paying me $34,500 a month, which is 400 and something K a year, to actually be a consultant to their marketing division and provide them with all the stuff that you're sort of listening to now, plus more. So if you look at $34.50 a month and you're able to get into my private coaching program for about $3 a month, the average secretary in Australia, PA, earns $54,000 a year at the moment. You can get me for $36K a year, and I think I know which one's going to get the better return on investment. If you're interested in private coaching, by the way, just send us an email, okay, at info@theinstituteofwow.com. So all you need to do is just send an email to me, info@theinstituteofwow.com, and we'll organise a call direct with me, okay, and we can talk about private coaching. But back to the engagement code, I thought I'd give you an example of a Facebook campaign that actually ticked off the long form copy, okie dokie, and it also ticked off teaser ads. So what you're seeing on the screen at the moment, those first two components of the engagement code, I want to show you an example of that so you can take that away and see how this might work in your business. This happens to be a beautiful resort in Vanuatu, which is a little island 2 hours flight from Brisbane, Australia. And Gail, my wife, and myself go there as often as we possibly can. It is knockout. And you get off at the airport and a 20-minute drive up to the Havana Resort, and this is what you're greeted with. Is that paradise or not? And I thought I'd show you what we did in their advertising. They were advertising, they were relying on Expedia, and they were sick of doing that because Expedia, of course, has this resort and 4 million other resorts that they look after. And they said to me when they became involved in our thing, look, what should we do? I said, well, take control of your own destiny. Fine for Expedia, and I know that you're paying out whatever it is, 15-18% every time you get a room booked, but why don't you actually invest in yourself so that you're not dependent upon a third party? So you'll see here the ad that we put together for them is a combination of long form copy and also teaser. So you'll see here at the top of that particular image, which is a video, by the way, and I'll play that for you in a moment, you'll see that there's copy there, but then it says see more. And when they press see more, they got the long form copy, which is I'm raving about to you, okay? So you'll see here, this is a limited VIP pamper offer. I'm just reading the copy for you in case you got this on your phone and you can't read it. If you've been working hard, who's our target audience? Of course, the very first thing is who is the target audience, and then look for more people who look like them. And with Facebook's lookalike audience facility, then, oh my God, it's laser targeted like no other time in history. And so we say to Facebook, look, we want this ad only to appear in front of people who look like this. And when we say people who look like this, we give Facebook a few hundred email addresses of our very best customers, people who have come to the resort, a couple of times. Now, generally speaking, these people live on the east coast of Australia, and they are busy CEO-style executives, or they are busy business owners, and they will pay for a resort like this $500, $600, $700, $800 a night. We're talking like an exclusive resort. This place is fantastic client, by the way, because we got a few freebies. I said to them, I've got to come and visit you. And so therefore, the thing is that this is an exclusive resort that knows how to charge. And so Facebook then, just when they actually get the email addresses from from us being the best customers that we've had over the last year, they then go out and look for people who look like them. So therefore, they look for people that have got the same traits, the same sort of employment, the same sort of people. And that ad then only appears in front of those people. How insanely, incredibly valuable is this? That didn't happen with newspapers. It certainly didn't happen with TV ads, and it didn't happen with magazines. So this is why the online world is sending a lot of the offline world communications broke, because this is just insane laser targeting. So on top of that ad there, you'll see that we're talking to a busy CEO who's burnt out, or a busy business owner who's burnt out, and we're saying, look, this is a limited pamper offer. Notice I use the word pamper because I know they're tired. If you've been working hard and need a relaxing break with luxury and pampering, Melbourne's not your answer. You'll see the actual video in a moment. We show Melbourne raining, and we see Vanuatu, beautiful sunshine with an idyllic resort. If you're in Melbourne, I'm sorry, okay? And when we say, look, for a similar flight time from Brisbane, 2 hours to Melbourne or 2 hours to Vanuatu, you could be in beautiful Vanuatu, enjoying a platinum-level indulgence and relaxation at the Havana Resort. Isn't it about time you enjoyed some pampering, blah, blah, blah. So it went on considerably more with that long-form copy that I've been, preaching. And then I'll play the video for you in just a moment, so you'll see what happens the moment you were scrolling past this ad. The video itself is engaging. It is a pattern interrupt, which you must have. And you'll see the actual headline, Pure Heaven. You're not going to get a better headline than that. I know that, Cadbury's uses that for their chocolates, and I know the Streets Ice Cream uses that for their Magnums and all of that, but it's a great, attention-seeking headline. Pure Heaven, your short break paradise. Why do we say short break? We know that if you're running a business or you're a CEO, you've only got 3, 4, 5 or 6 days. And we know that from history of people who come to the island from the east coast of Australia. It's a short 5 or 6 or 7 day break. So therefore, tell it like it is. Pure Heaven, your short break paradise, just over 2 hours from Brisbane. So of course we were zeroing predominantly this advertising in the Gold Coast and Brisbane, because they can fly out of Brisbane Airport. Now, let me show you what the video looks like. There's no voiceover to this video. There's no need to. I think your jaw will drop when you see how clever this video is, if I do say so myself. Here it comes. Therefore, you can see just how powerful that video was. It's incredibly powerful. I mean, can I ask you right now, would you like to go to the Havana Resort in Vanuatu? I bet you the answer is, yeah, JD, I want to. By the way, I've just checked my system here, and we've got, some more people on board, so thank you for that. Do me a favour, just so that we might be able to provide you with some examples of Facebook-style advertising for your industry. Just type below what your industry is, if you don't mind. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker, I'm a dentist, or like I'm a car mechanic, or, I'm a doctor's clinic, or whatever it may be, because we've done hundreds of these Facebook social media style campaigns, and what we can do, if you type your business type below, is perhaps dig one out and show you on the spot, okay? So therefore you don't need to necessarily ask a question. Just go, by the way, put your URL in too, if you don't mind, okay, your website address, so therefore that'll help us if we can, before we end this Facebook Live, pick out an example and show you. And if there's any questions, if you've got any questions you'd like us to answer, we'll try and do that. We try and make this interactive. I can't get to all of them, of course, because I'm so popular and I'm so important. Okay? I'm so important and you're not. Joking. But we may not get to everyone. But yeah, just any questions that you've got about anything, but particularly with social media advertising, which is where we're focusing all of our efforts these days. We know that even if you are a cafe, even if you are, a bricks and mortar business, then really, if you're not using social media to drive traffic to your landing pages or your website or your bricks and mortar business, you're nuts. We have a restaurant in Brisbane, we've been able to pack his restaurant with early bird people from 5 to 7 because he was fine after 7 o'clock every night, but he needed to get people in 5 to 7. So we just put out through social media now at lunchtime every day to fill his restaurant between 5 and 7 of an evening, a whisper word. And that whisper word goes out to the lookalike audience that he's looking for. And it basically says today's whisper word is moo moo, because it's a steak-driven restaurant, moo moo, okay? But it could be sunshine, it could be anything. The whisper word is blump. If you come in and whisper that word between 5 and 7, we will give you a free meal to the value of one that you buy. In other words, it's a 2-for-1 deal. Guess what? That means 2 people are going to come in. And this is a hamburger joint, by the way, so therefore it's a grilled-style hamburger place. Cost of a hamburger for them is about $3.20 to make, but they sell it for $15 because it's in the grilled sort of format. And so therefore, if they give one away for free, it's costing $3.20. But because they're paying for one to the equivalent, hamburger, which is $15, then $15 they're getting, but it's costing them $3.20 to give away the free one. So therefore, and by the way, they've got to make the one that they're paying for $3.20 as well. So total costs are $6.40 from the $15 that they get. So they're still ahead $9 and something. But guess what? Everyone who comes in with the whisper word and whispers, today's word's moo moo, and they get the 2-for-1 offer, the average spend is $52. They sell beer and wine and desserts and milkshakes and all that sort of stuff there. So for an investment of $3.20 to give away a free hamburger meal, they pull in $52. Do you think that they do that every day of the week? And the great thing is that because they're building up a database, they're able now to post this stuff lunchtime every day and not even put any PPC advertising money behind it. They can actually post it through organic posts. See, this thing is knockout if you get it right. This Facebook Live is crazy. I'm a frustrated Tonight Show host. Well, guess what? Look what I've got. I've got the golden microphone. I've got the desk. My dream has come true. Yours is probably not because you're having to put up with my dad jokes, but the fact is that I'm able to run my own TV show now at lunchtime every Wednesday. And we do it every Wednesday in Queensland at 12 noon, and New South Wales and Victoria, that means it's 1 p.m. until daylight saving finishes. But the fact of the matter is I'm able to put my own TV show together and send it out there. Now, I might only have, when I'm doing it live, 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 or 15 or 20 people watching, but that's neither here nor there. It's the actual recorded version that gets most views. And as I get more views, and like tomorrow, this one might have 150, it might go to 300 the next day. We have some of these that we've put together that are up near 2,000 views. And guess what Facebook's algorithm does? It actually looks around and goes, hang on, this guy, John Dwyer, he's getting a lot of engagement. There's a lot of people a lot of people sharing, a lot of people are putting little emojis in, and a lot of people are staying for more than 50% of his shows. He's Bert Newton. He is Gordon Ramsay. He is Johnny Carson. This guy, we've got to reward him. We're going to put out his Facebook Lives to more people. We're going to put it out to the universe. Why? Because he's keeping people on our platform. And that's why I call my 8-week training program, which you'll hear about in just a moment more, the engagement code. You've got to learn how to engage people both in your Facebook ads and Instagram and LinkedIn, but let's just say Facebook because that's where most of your money is probably being spent if you're online at the moment, or if it's not, it probably should be. So you want to make sure that they are going to look at your ads or look at your free organic posts like a Facebook Live and stay with you as long as possible and engage by getting them to comment below. How many times have I told you to comment? Or it's not told you. Comment! You must comment. Not told you, but invited you to comment. Because the more likes that you give me below, okay, in your comment box, then the more likely Facebook will go, wow, this guy's being liked a lot, so therefore we'll spread his Facebook Live broadcast to a lot more people. Because Facebook does not want you to watch TV. Facebook doesn't want you to buy a newspaper. They don't want you to go anywhere else but Facebook. And so if they find that I'm engaging to a number of people, then they will reward me by putting out my TV show more often to more people because I'm keeping people engaged. So that's what you've got to think about. That's why we've called our 8-week course from Tuesday the 26th of February, the Facebook Engagement Code course. I'm going to teach you how to actually get this engagement. Anyway, so let me just show you, back to Vanuatu. I'll just bring that slide up again so you're reminded just how wonderful that place is. You've seen the video. What happens, I sketch up what the landing page should look like. I then give it to my art studio and then they put that together. You'll see there it says to the CEO or the worn out sort of business owner, if you're looking for a short indulgent, remember we know they've only got a week, okay, or less than that, a short indulgent break in paradise, you've just found it. And then there's a video there telling them that it's a wonderful, wonderful break from normality, and it's only 2 hours flight from Brisbane. 2 hours flight from Brisbane, you can be in Melbourne, but which one would you rather be in? And as we scroll down the page there, we just get them to fill that in. Details of the pamper offer. If you want to find details, then just simply put in your contact details there, and we'll be back to you with the full details of the pamper package. And you'll see my layout and how it turns out. The reason I'm showing off about this is because the layout of your landing page, of course, or your sales page, call it what you like, is very, very important. There's no question about that. You've got to make sure that you understand that, and that's why you should be part of our course. All right. This one here, I want to give you another example. This happens to be a fashion store on the Gold Coast called Destination 4217, and what we're saying there, I wanted to do more longer copy on top of this, but as it turned out, it wasn't something that the owner wanted to do, so that's fine. I mean, sometimes we get our way, sometimes we don't. And in this instance here, the copy says, vote for your favourite colour of the outfit that's being worn on the Bachelor TV show to win that. Now, I'll bring the camera back to me just for a second. How this came about is that the owner of this business became a member of our coaching program, and they said to me, look, we are the exclusive stockists on the, sort of the southern area of Queensland for the jumpsuit that appears on the Bachelor TV show. My favourite show, by the way. I don't think I've seen one. My wife wasted time on that thing. The other night, there was some show on where it was... it was a guy that was 29 or 30, and he lived on a farm somewhere. He said he was a virgin, and they hook him up with a girl who's never seen him, and it was the instant marriage show. I'll just ask one of my crew. I've got 150 staff here, so I'll just ask her, what's that called, guys? What's that show called? Married at First Sight, okay? It's tragic that a male actually yelled out that. Rob, you should be ashamed of yourself, for God's sake. Oh, he says his wife watches it. Rob is such a sissy. He watches the Married at First Sight, and the other stuff that he watches is Bridezilla. Okay, he watches all that sort of stuff. Bold and Beautiful. What's Ellen? Ellen, yeah. Well, Ellen's not too bad because Ellen's not really girly. It's sort of for everyone. But yeah, the other one, Bridezilla, and what did you say the other one? Let me go. Bold and Beautiful. Okay. Young and the Restless, Bold and Beautiful, and Rob probably also watches Days of Our Lives. You know what? I cannot believe it. As a kid, my mum, God rest her soul, she's in heaven these days, but she would be watching Days of Our Lives all the time. I grew up in a working class family. Dad was a telephone technician and didn't earn a lot of money, but they had 3 boys, me being one of them, and so Mum was a housewife that stayed at home in those days, and I can always remember if we stayed home from school, because you'd fake a sickie, of course, and the bloody Days of Our Lives would come on every day with that mournful music that used to start. I saw something recently on TV. I think it's still going. Is Days of Our Lives still going? And there was 2 brothers, Mickey and somebody, and if someone's... Mickey and Bill, I know, I'm embarrassed to say this, and my wife just yells out, Bill. She walked into the office with the other 140 staff that we have here. And yeah, Mickey and Bill, that's right. I don't know whether they're still with us these days because they were a good age when I was watching at 9, But I remember switching it on not so long ago, and Mickey and Bill were still there. They were in walking frames, but they were still there. And they were still sex symbols, by the way, even in a walking frame. I do digress, and you're sitting here going, JD, I'm eating my lunch and content. You're talking about Facebook recognising good content. This is shit. Could you please get back to the Facebook stuff? I will. Okay, so therefore, I'm going to bring this back to you. It was a fashion store. They were the exclusive stockists of the Bachelor TV show jumpsuit. And they said, we've got stock to move. What can we do? So I said, okay, well, who's your target audience? They said, women between 30 and 60. I said, okay, fair enough. Well, 30 and 55, whatever. And I said, right. And do they need to have $1? They said, yes, this is not cheap. So therefore, what we did, because they're on the Gold Coast, in Surfers Paradise, as a matter of fact, in a nice retail store, we actually told Facebook to geographically target just 10 kilometres around Surfers Paradise within driving distance, and only target women who are between the age group of 30 and 55, and to target women who are in the higher income postcodes. That's what you can do. That's laser targeted. And so then we said in the ad here, Destination 4217 will be stocking a range of outfits from this season's Bachelor Australia, including Lisa Reed's jumpsuit from episode 1. Simply vote for your favourite colour, black, red or white, for your chance to win. Guess what? Your choice of the jumpsuit. And you'll notice here, I don't know whether you can see it if it's on your phone, but you'll notice here we actually above the actual graphic say visit that link to vote and win. A bit of a ninja trick there. If you actually get people clicking that, you don't pay Facebook anything. Just take note of that. Make sure that you always put in the copy above your photo or your video a link to take them through to your sales page, because if they click that rather than clicking the Learn More link underneath, guess what? You get it for free. Just a little ninja trick there you should be aware of. So then, of course, we show the black, the red, the white jumpsuit, and we have a headline that says vote for your favourite colour to win. And then when they click that, they go through to this page. And this page here is very, very simple. There's no need to be fancy. They've already made up their mind that they want to win this jumpsuit. Vote for your favourite colour to win, and you'll see there we're asking them for their details and favourite colour and all the stuff that goes with it. Now, bring that back to me. The thing is that guess what? All of the women who voted for that have just glowed in the dark. Okay, so that's what I put as number 2 in my Facebook engagement code. Number 1 is long form copy, which that still was, by the way, above the actual graphic. Number 2, a teaser ad. Now that's what this is, a teaser ad. It's based on a contest or a free report or something like that. And there was long form copy. You didn't see it because I didn't click more, but there was long form copy on top of it. And we're giving them the chance to win something, which means that when they actually enter that, do you think that these women want the jumpsuit? Of course they do. They wanted to win it, so they've said, I want the jumpsuit. So after a week of the competition running, guess what? They drew a winner. She wins the jumpsuit. Everyone else then is contacted by SMS and email and phone, and the message is, look, Julie or Susie or Helen, whatever it may be, you didn't win the contest, but you've actually, voted for the white one or the red one. We've got a special deal on that at the moment. Obviously, you want it because you've voted, you came into the contest to win it. How about we tell you about that special deal? And it is blomp. Guess what? The sales rates for that particular jumpsuit were through the roof. They sold out within, I think it was 10 days or something like that. There was some stupid, it was a little while ago. This is not like last week, so I don't know the exact figures right now, but it was insane. Essentially, I think they spent, it was a massive, like $400 or something on Facebook over a week to promote this, and it was with the start of the TV show, so therefore that's why we had to work fast on it. They really did leave their run a little bit late, but insane results, because what they did is got people to glow in the dark. Okay, now what I would like to do is to invite you to go to the landing page is wowengagementcode.com, and you'll see there the details of my 8-week training program to teach you how to do this. The cost of the exercise for the 8 weeks is $1,497 by 2, so therefore there's 2 monthly payments because it runs over 2 months. It's of a Tuesday morning. It's at 10 a.m. Queensland time, 11 a.m. New South Wales and Victoria time, and what happens is that you get me live as the teacher on this engagement code program. I'm going to take you through in a little while just what the 8 weeks subjects are, but if you want to get in on this, then just take note of it. Don't leave my Facebook Live broadcast just yet, because I'm going to show you a couple of website things that I think will be very valuable for you, because it's all about giving you value, so you might like to hang around me more often. So I'm going to show you how to create a website that sells in just a second, but I do want to tell you that this engagement code training is with me live. Okay, so therefore, where the Greater Building Society used to pay $34,500 a month for me to fly down from the Gold Coast to their Newcastle office and spend a day there every fortnight, you're going to get access direct with me on a Zoom call on a personal basis. It's not like it's recorded, it's on a personal basis, every Tuesday from Tuesday the 26th of February for 8 weeks. So the cost is $1,497 multiplied by 2. So it's 2 months payments of $1,497. If you put that together, it's $2,994 for the entire 8-week course. And what we've got is an opportunity for you to actually pay up front and save $1,000. So if you want to save $1,000 when you go to wowengagementcode.com, then you can simply tick the option which is paying up front, and you get the whole thing for $1,994. So $1,994 instead of $2,994 if you paid over 2 payments. And you get an extra bonus on top of saving $1,000, and I'll tell you what that extra bonus is in just a moment. Let me ask you this. I'm going to throw you to a slide now. And by the way, I noticed there's a few people just come on. That's good. If there's any questions that you would like to ask me about your business, how to market that via the engagement code formula on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, then please just type a question below and we'll try to get to that. And if you've just joined us and you didn't hear my invitation before, just put your URL, your website address in the comments below. And what type of business you are. So it might be, look, I'm a florist, and it's, www. You've got to put the www in, so I don't have to go looking for you. I just want to click it and have a look at it. Okay, so put www.in, and then it might be fredsflorist.com.au. So if you put the type of business, butcher, and then put www.caloundrabutchery.com.au, then we will try to, if we possibly can, dig out one of my Facebook campaigns that I've done for a butcher business and showcase that before we go. Okay, so please type that in right now. But before we go, what I want to do, we've got about 15 minutes left. I try and make these Facebook these Facebook Live luncheon shows around about an hour, and I've just looked at my countdown clock. We've got about 14, 15 minutes left, and I want to give you the best value that I possibly can. Yes, am I flogging my engagement, my Facebook engagement code course over 8 weeks? Of course I am, and so should you too. If you're going to be doing Facebook Live, before I move on to showing you how to get website or how to design a website that sells, let me say to you, your Facebook Live should have 3 big components. Number one, great content, and I think, I'm a little biased, but I think I've given you pretty damn good content so far on this one. And if you believe me, then put down below, JD, great content. If you've got something negative to say, keep that to yourself. Keep that to yourself, would you? I'm fragile, all right? Only put nice things below. Give me a love heart or an emoji or a like or share or something like that. And by the way, if you think this is valuable and you have a friend that's got a business, a friend that has that's our animals, a friend who has a business, not that who, my English teacher would be so disappointed in me, then share this. Just share it to whoever you've got as friends in business, because they might enjoy tapping into this program every Wednesday. It'll be the JD Marketing Show will be every Wednesday, and it will be at 12 noon Queensland time and 1 p.m. New South Wales Victorian time. Okay, so if you've got a friend with a business and you think they might enjoy the content that we deliver here every week. By the way, what I'm going to do is have some interviews. So it will be a little bit like a Tonight Show or like Oprah, where I'll bring in someone who might be expertise at customer service. I have a very, very good friend who ran the Disney resorts in Florida. He's an American. He ran the Disney resorts in Florida for 10 years, and he now runs around America teaching businesses how to run their business like Disney. Now, he's a great friend of mine, and he charges $15,000 per keynote speech at any convention, and he's just booked out like months in advance. He has said to me, when he knew about my lunchtime show over Wednesday, if I wanted to have him on as a split-screen interview at any time, he'd be more than happy to do that. I've helped him out with a few things, and so that's what buddies and mates do. They say buddies in America, of course. And so he's invited me to, have him on the show at any time. So don't be surprised in the next few weeks if we don't have him speaking to you how to run your business like Disney and how you can employ Disney customer service in your business. By the way, if you've been to Disneyland, can you type below been to Disneyland or Disney World or any of the Disney parks? They're in Japan and Hong Kong and all sorts of places these days. Just type below been to Disneyland and let me know what you thought about it. And I bet you your response is probably wow. If you are looking to run your business in terms of a customer service edict, like anyone, you should copy Disney or Apple. They have nailed it. And there's no surprise that Steve Jobs took a lot of the Disney philosophy and put it into Apple. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do is just touch on websites because I know that there's a very good chance you have a bad one. That's a bit of an assumption, isn't it? But you know what? We have coaching programs at theinstituteofwow.com, and my private coaching program is a few grand a month, and it's a 12-month program, but we do have others. And what we find is that when people come on board, the very first thing I need them to do is just to throw out their old website and start again. They've either had a relative put together their website, which is, a no-no. Everyone's got a sister-in-law or son-in-law that's a website designer, don't they? Okay. Or they've had a bearded hipster put together their website, and it may look ugly and doesn't sell. Well, fair enough, but the bearded hipster might give them a pretty website, but it still doesn't sell because they haven't implemented direct response components on their homepage in particular. You want a good-looking website, an attractive website that suits your brand persona. So if you happen to be BMW, you want it to look BMW. If you happen to be Kmart or Walmart, you want it to look like that. And if you're the $2 shop or the $1 shop, then it needs to look the appropriate brand persona for that. So there's no question that your message to market match has to be right. And so therefore, if you've got a good artist, there's a good chance that he or she might be able to deliver that to you. But I'm betting that 95% of the time, what they won't deliver to you is a website that sells. You know that the most important page of your website is, guess what? Let me ask one of my crew. Rob, the guy that watches Bold and Beautiful. Rob, can I ask you, What do you think is the most, yell it out loud so the microphone will pick you up, because there's 150 staff here in my huge 52nd floor building, of course, which is the head office or home office of the Institute of Wow. Rob, can I ask you, if you were to buy a magazine, and you would buy lots of women's magazines, Rob's, like New Idea and That's Life and Women's Weekly and all that sort of stuff. Rob, nice and loud, what is the most important page of that women's magazine?
Front page.
No, a bit louder, thank you, Rob.
Front page.
And Rob, what's your favourite magazine?
I don't know.
New Idea, he says. He didn't say anything, but anyway, I knew he was thinking of New Idea. So Rob just said then, in case you didn't hear it, that the front page of the magazine, no matter what the magazine is or joke about, is the most important page for obvious reasons. If you've got the royal family having a new baby or a new wedding on the front cover of a women's magazine, the sales just go whooshka. No good hiding that sort of stuff inside, because they want you to be blown away by what we call a pattern interrupt. You know, when we're talking about Facebook, pattern interrupt, something in that image is going to stop them from scrolling. Well, it's the same at the supermarket. They're standing at the cash register. You want to give them a pattern interrupt of the royal family having an illegitimate baby or something like that. Or even the royal family, Rob, even the royal family having an ugly baby. That doesn't happen. Do you notice that all the royal family babies are good looking?
Makeup artist.
Makeup artist, says Rob. Okay. It's probably not their baby. They've just gone into a baby contest and grabbed the good-looking babies and said, that is Princess whatever's baby. Anyway, so therefore it's all about the pattern interrupt, yes, but it's all about making sure that you recognise that the home page is the most important page of your website. You get that wrong, forget it. The home page, just like the home page or the front cover of a magazine, your home page of your website is the make or break. And I'm going to bring my overhead camera on board here. We have an overhead camera just up here because we are a massive conglomerate, of course, so we've just got this $4.8 billion camera, and I'm going to bring that onto the screen so you can have a look at that. Here it is here, okie dokie. And I'm going to show you what I believe. I've just sketched this up before we started, by the way, so don't take too much notice that it's a quick sketch, but I want to show you the components that you need on the homepage of your website if you want that website to convert. You want it to sell stuff. So here we have up the top of it, I'll just run through them, your business name and your logo, of course. Here you should have your phone number, okay? You'll just see here, I've got the phone number. And the reason for that is that if someone's visiting you for the second or third time, they don't want to scroll down the page looking for your phone number that might be on the base plate down the bottom. Just give them your phone number straight up top so they can actually have a quick communication with you. Next one here is what is their problem and what's the solution? So I've got here, your problem is that you're overweight, you're not feeling good about yourself, you're feeling unhealthy. Well, guess what? Our dietary program can fix that. And you would show there either graphics or maybe a welcome video. This here could easily be a welcome video. So here, okay, that could easily be a video. And what I'm saying here is that you actually provide to them their problem. You're aggravated a little by saying that life's not going to change if they don't fix that problem. And then you have either graphics or a video, preferably an explainer video, of how you're going to help solve that problem for them. And then the next thing would be big benefits. So you talk a bit of story about, what your business is and, why it is revered as being the number one in the industry and the big benefits that they will actually get by hanging around with you. Here, the three big reasons. You'll see here that I'm saying three big reasons of why you should hang around us versus someone else, and that's really you are either bigger, you're faster, you're I won't say cheaper, but you're better, quality. Sorry, what would I say? Cost effective. All the reasons compiled into three. You want to make sure that it's three big reasons why they should deal with you. Then you have your Macca's menu board. That's what I call here. You see, I've called it a Macca's menu board. And that is like for an accountant, this would be we look after BAS, tax returns, we look after self-managed super, we look after property investment, we look after tax minimisation, blah, 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 blah. So the whole idea is that they can go straight to one of these things on the menu board, click it, and they go through to a sub-page then, which actually tells them what they're doing. And so therefore, let me see, the next one is, keep in mind, every time they click on that, they go through to a sub-page. And when they go through that sub-page, that would obviously explain to them what they're doing for self-managed super or what they're doing for tax minimisation. A bit like you walk into a restaurant. That's why I've called it a Macca's menu board. Okay, it's not really a technical term for it, but you know what I'm saying. A free report. Why would you have a free report? The reason you want a free report is you want to capture data. So therefore, in this instance here, it might be the three biggest mistakes that people make when they go to an accountant or when they get an experienced accountancy practice to look after their tax return, whatever it might be. And then you have testimonials, preferably if they're video, but of course a lot of people find that difficult to get. So if they're not video, then photos with comments underneath them. And then of course you've got your base plate. You can have a call to action before there, by the way. You don't have to necessarily just go straight to the base plate. So you notice all the direct response measurable components in there? that's what you need. And what I thought I'd do is just show you a few of samples of this. I actually put these together for private coaching clients, so part of their marketing plan, by the way, and I just thought I'd show you. I haven't got it with me. I'll get one of my people to actually give me the marketing plan book. But what I want to show you here is just a whole bunch of layouts that I put together for our art studio when we're putting together websites. So this one here happens to be a company that helps people with their retirement programs. Thank you. Someone's just passed that to me. And you'll see here we're getting the attention with the benefit-driven headline or the problem-solution headline. 95% of high net worth Aussies don't realise the enormous tax savings they could enjoy in retirement. And that is the case. That statistic is true. All right. And then we say enjoy the benefits of getting advice from an award-winning financial planning company. We have an explainer video there. We then have the Macca's menu board. We can look after business owners, self-funded retirees, divorcees, senior executives, so on and so forth. And then we have a free report, the 3 biggest mistakes people make when choosing a financial advisor. Then we have the big benefits. Then we have the video testimonials, people raving about what they did for them. You'll notice as I flip through these, I'm not going to go through each one of them like that, but as I flip through these, there is a common denominator. There's the big benefit-driven headline or problem solution, and there's Macca's menu board, there's the free report, there's the testimonials. This happens to be an LED strip lighting specialist, and so therefore, same sort of stuff. As I go through here, after website, you'll see that there is a familiarity to each one of these. And the reason I'm showing off by just flipping through these, this happens to be a funeral business, so therefore we're talking about packages and coffins and eco-funerals and pension and prepaid, so on and so forth. So therefore, it doesn't matter what business. The reason I'm showing different sorts of businesses to you here is because I want to demonstrate to you it's the same formula no matter what the business is. There might be a little change in the demeanour, but it's effectively the same formula, time and time again. By the way, I could take you through hundreds and hundreds of these sorts of things because I do quite a few of them pretty regularly, and that's the benefit of coming on to any of the programs that we have, unlike a lot of these other coaches whereby you get onto their program and then you find that you'll never see that guy again or that girl again. You're going to be left with a 23-year-old apprentice. That doesn't happen with us. I probably won't be as wealthy as these people who just flick it off to an apprentice, but by the same token, I believe if someone's going to join our program at the instituteofwow.com, they do get enough of me to make sure that they get great value out of it. I just wanted to show you here with my overhead camera. This is a book that we put together, which happens to actually showcase a bunch of the marketing plans in here that we put together for businesses. That happens to be for a cafe. Obviously, I've taken their real name out. And what I want to do is just show you what happens when we put a marketing plan together and what you should be doing. If you don't have a marketing plan, you need one. We put together an overview of the business, so we talk about that. That goes on for quite some pages. Then what we do is we put together basically what their website should look like, and we show them exactly how they should be implementing those direct response formulas. We then put a marketing plan together for them. This happens to be a restaurant that we're showing them what we think they should be doing with the ambience of their business. We show them Facebook ads. We show them what the menu should look like. By the way, in this instance here, this is what their menu used to look like, okay? Pretty dodgy. Okay, let me just bring that up a little bit closer to the screen. There you go. That's what their menu used to look like. Pretty poor. This is what it looked like when we got involved. Okay, so you can see the difference. Okay, we add a thing called Wow Factor to all these marketing plans. And as we flip through it, we actually show them how to collect data. We show them what they should put on their coasters. We show them what they should do in terms of a whisper word campaign to fill the restaurant. This happens to be a restaurant where the whisper word campaign is working like crazy. You see all the people line up outside. And how they could actually have a reward scheme whereby they give away movie cards. Everyone gets a point for every $10 they spend, and when they save up so many points, they get 2 tickets to the movie. Then we show them how to give away a $250,000 prize, and that's insured, which means that the actual $250,000 is given to them by an insurance company for $4,000 lousy dollars. And then we show them how, in a restaurant, what is the best night? This is a rip of this one. It changed this business very quickly. I said to them, what do you think the best night of the year is for anyone? And they went, New Year's Eve. I said, good. You're going to hold New Year's Eve every Friday and Saturday night at your restaurant because they had a bar that opened till late as well. And game changer, all over. This is what happens when you become part of our private coaching program. There's every chance in the world that I'm going to pull out a wheels on luggage idea. And the reason I call it wheels on luggage is because a pilot came up with that idea many years ago in 1989. He got sick of dragging his luggage around the airports and went home to his garage and put some wheels on his luggage. He never flew a plane again. It was a very simple idea, but for decades we were all dragging, anyone that's, 20 or 30 won't know what I'm talking about, but for decades, we were all dragging our luggage around airports. He just put wheels on his and then, of course, never had to fly a plane again. New Year's Eve is the most enjoyable night of the year. It's the big one that we all love. Guess what? If I owned a restaurant stroke bar and I was open past midnight, I'd make sure that every night of the year it was New Year's Eve. Have the balloons and the confetti and everyone's kissing and hugging. And that's what this guy did. It went nuts. Every Friday, Saturday night, he held New Year's Eve. Why Sanctuary Cove and other sort of restaurant communities don't do that, I'll never know. I won't go through the rest of it, but basically what I'm saying to you is that these are great examples of marketing plans that we put together for businesses, and you can see the effort that we go to in terms of giving them like game-changing ideas. It's in my mind, it's probably the most sophisticated and most cost-effective marketing plan in the world. If you actually went to an advertising agency for them to put together a marketing plan that had any remnants of this, you'd probably be paying $100,000, $200,000, and that's not exaggeration. I've been involved with advertising agencies. I know what they charge, and they know nothing most of the time about direct response marketing. They know a little bit about branding, but if you don't have McDonald's budget or Coca-Cola's budget to put ads on the side of buses and sponsor the Olympics and sporting teams and put ridiculous ads on the electronic signs that run around the sporting fixtures, which no one ever looks at, if you don't have that sort of money to piss up against the wall, then you probably need direct response marketing. And direct response marketing is what we do. And if you're interested in our private coaching program, it's about $3,000 a month. Just simply email me at info@theinstituteofwow.com. info@theinstituteofwow.com. Just give me a little brief about your business and your URL, your website address, and we'll organise a call direct with me. Okay, so therefore then we can show you how we can help you. Before we go though, what I want to do is that I want to actually take you through, give me a second, I'm just zipping my slides here. I want to take you through the engagement code. Give me a second, here we go. I think the engagement code is here. I'm just going to ask one of my people. Is it here eventually? I'm going through about 100 slides here to get to it. Isn't it good? Live Facebook Lives where you have to sit there listening to me. There you go. Okay, so therefore I want to go through the engagement code with you. So therefore if you wanted to join our program, you know what you're going to be up for. Okay, so it's an 8-week program, starts on Tuesday the 26th of February, and week 1 will be all about identifying who your most profitable customer is, who they are, where they are, and why they should be actually doing business with you, and then laser targeting them to basically, well, via either custom audiences or lookalike audiences. I won't bother going through that just with you at the moment, but Facebook provide that sort of analysis for you, which means you can zero in on whoever your likely customers are and put your ads in front of them. On that first week, by the way, which is Tuesday the 26th of February, I will also be going through the overall description of what the engagement code is and how you should be structuring your marketing to take advantage of this social media phenomena. This is a massive game changer for you if you get this right. Week 2 is how to position yourself as the expert, and I won't go on too much about that, but people gravitate to experts. They gravitate to people who they trust and they like, and hopefully if I am pumping my stuff out enough like this, and despite the odd very poor dad joke, I'm giving lots and lots of content, then you will get the impression that I am trustworthy, that the stuff I'm providing you isn't just something that I learned yesterday, that I've been around the block a few times because I've got a few wrinkles, and so therefore what I'm doing is bringing the huge wealth of knowledge that I've got with avalanche marketing and now dumping it into a thing called social media. And that's not what you'll get if you've got a little 23, 24, 25-year-old looking after your social media. You will not get the wisdom experience of doing this stuff on both offline and online over many, many years. So therefore, week number 3 is how to create a wow factor and stop them from scrolling. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you've got a pattern interrupt in all of your advertising on social media that stops them from scrolling. And you would have seen when I've given you a couple of examples today just how we do that. You notice that Vanuatu ad, you could not possibly keep scrolling when you saw how magnificent that was and how it was simply a 2-hour flight from where you lived, which would be Brisbane, to get there, okay, versus going to Melbourne where it's raining. Week number 4, the end of the first month, is how to create videos that suit platforms like Facebook and Instagram and so forth. You want to make sure your video looks like a native post. Okay, then you want to make sure that it looks like it's just part of that environment, and there's a trick to doing that. Week number 5, how to insert emotional seeds in your messaging, and that's basically problem solution. We'll be showing you how to take the problem solution formula and pump it into social media. There's a special technique that you need to follow. Week number 6 is a deep deep dive into the engagement code components, and as you know, I've already told you what they are. It's the long-form copy ads, it's the tease ads, and it's the free organic traffic through Facebook Live, which is what you're seeing right now. Week 7, test and measure. We're going to show you how to actually measure what's happening with your advertising on social media, and then remarket to people who have absorbed a certain percentage of it. So, for example, if you've watched this right through to now, and you don't end up becoming part of our environment, then you're going to see me popping up in front of you quite often because we're going to remarket to you. Now, remarketing from a costs point of view is a bee's dick. I mean, it's just so cheap, it's not funny. So therefore, you might be paying $2 or $3 or $5 per click for pay-per-click advertising. In remarketing, you'll be paying cents. And so therefore, what we do is that we actually take an analysis of what's happening with these shows, and we will remarket to anyone that's watched 25% of it or more. Now, if they watched 25% and left because they hated me, well, that's fine. But chances are they left because the kettle was boiling, or one of the kids fell off their bike, or maybe they had a meeting they had to go to. So we'll actually remarket them and say, look, you know, JD's got this, JD's got that. Just makes sense to remarket to potentially warm prospects. And week 8 is what we call the American Idol, or Australian Idol, or social media idol show, and that is I give you a live critique of your ads. So therefore, after going through this process with me over the 7 weeks, I'm going to invite you to show me your Facebook or Instagram ads, and then I'm going to provide you with a live critique. The price for this, as I said before, it's an 8-week class. It's $1,497, $1,497 per month, and it runs over 2 months, which means that if you pay for 2 months, $1,497 1 month, and then a month later, another $1,497, that's going to add up to a $2,994 investment for you. But guess what? Drum roll, I have a special crazy offer, and that is if you want to make an upfront payment, then you will save $1,000. So instead of $2,994, you're going to get it for $1,994. And all you need to do to get that deal is to go to wowengagementcode.com, wowengagementcode.com. But guess what? I'm going to bring me back to the camera because it doesn't stop there. No, there are no steak knives, okay, but what I'm showing you here loud and clear is direct response marketing. I'm going to give you this as a bonus if you go for the upfront payment version, and you get this instantly right now, okay? So therefore, the moment you go to wowengagementcode.com and you sign up for the upfront payment of $19.94, so you save $1,000, but you also get access to my Wow Manifesto program, which is yours forever, okay? It's not like one of these things where, oh, well, you know, keep it for a week and then we'll deny you access. You can get this. This is actually a 12-part program that inside this dossier here, the last 10, oopsie daisy, I'm sorry, oopsie daisy, isn't that an old-fashioned, God, I'm showing my age, oopsie daisy. Is it whoopsie daisy or oopsie daisy? I asked one of my crew, I've got 150 staff here. What is it? Whoops. What do you think, Rob? You're a bit of a...
Oopsie?
Yeah. Yeah, Rob's a sissy. He just says oopsie. I think it's whoopsie. Anyway, so therefore there are 5 to 10 years worth of the best campaigns that I've run in here, and it's a giant swipe file. This is the back of it, and this is the front of it. Okay, it's a gigantic swipe file. Now you'll get the electronic version of this. If we tried to mail this, it would cost $1,000 just for the bloody Australia Post package, right? You get the digital version of this, and what's in there is a 12-step program to putting together a killer marketing plan, and I think I've got a slide here. Okay, so therefore I'll just bring that up. You get that. It's normally $197 a month for 3 months, that particular program, so it's worth nearly $600. We give that to you for free if you're going to pay up front. It's called the Wow Manifesto Client Attraction Program. Isn't that a nice logo? Can you at your end of this phone or the end of your computer just go, ah, that's a nice logo. I can't hear you, but I'm guessing you're saying that. Ah, that's a nice logo, JD. And what happens is that you've got a 12-week training period. You can binge watch this, so forget the 12 weeks. You can binge watch it if you actually book up with us for our our engagement code training program for 8 weeks. You just get this straight away. But you'll get 12 videos from me running through each of the components of this program. Okie dokie. So therefore, if you have a look at the components here, we're going to show you how to put a marketing plan together, who, why, and where, which is identifying your most profitable audience and looking for more people like them, how to promote yourself as the expert, how to create a wow factor and take their eyes off the prize, how to use emotional direct response marketing to get people to actually gravitate towards you, that's problem solution, how to be different online, which I've just showed you, the website designs, do events, use video testimonials, get free publicity, deliver extraordinary customer service Disney style, build repetitive trade. In other words, we'll show you how to collect data online and offline, and then repetitively get them to come back to your business, and then social media, the big one, how you actually use it to get lead generations, and of course then finally how to actually put together a marketing plan using all those components. You are going to be able to get that for absolute free if you do the upfront payment now, okay, which is $19.94. Am I practicing direct response marketing? Of course I am. I don't know why I did the inflection like Seinfeld then. Of course I am. Why do my fingers look like little people? So therefore, it is direct response. I'm showcasing to you right now how you should be doing this, okay? So therefore, you've got the choice again, if I bring back my slide, 2 monthly payments. So you pay one right now at $14.97 and pay another one in 4 weeks' time. The course starts on Tuesday, 26th February, and 10 a.m. Queensland time. That'll be 11 a.m. New South Wales and Victoria. And each one of these training sessions, live with me on Zoom, by the way, goes for about 60 to 90 minutes. It'll be 60 to 90 minutes. You can ask questions. It's an interactive thing. Or if you want to save yourself $1,000, it's just $1,994 up front, and you save yourself $1,000. And of course, what you get with that is the free WOW Manifesto program, which is a swipe file from heaven, and I've just showed you the components of that. You will be putting together a marketing plan that will look very, very different to one that you may have had in the past, or one that you probably never had in the past. So if you'd like to be part of that, the website that you go to, I should have had, if I was smart, but I'm not, a slide here which actually gave you the URL, so I'm just going to have to ask you to go find it yourself. It is wowengagementcode.com. You can see I need a drink. It's lunchtime on a Wednesday and I need a drink at this hour. So go to wowengagementcode.com and hopefully you can become part of the training program. I'll throw the logo up. It should have had the URL underneath that. You know how I said I had 152 staff? I think now I will probably at the end of today have 151. The person who didn't put the URL on here, there's every chance because we are on the 55th story of a high rise that we might just get them to walk the plank, okay? So but being a live broadcast, I can't do much about it except bag them out, and that way get rid of the blame off me. So go to wowengagementcode.com and become part of the training program, which starts at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, the 26th of February. Thank you for joining me on today's Facebook Live marketing program, and we look forward to seeing you next week, same time, okay? So it's 12 noon, what am I saying? It's 12 noon Queensland time, but 1 p.m. New South Wales and Victoria, and that's every Wednesday. You can watch this. If you have any questions at all, you can contact us at info@theinstituteofwow.com. If you're interested in private coaching, just send me an email there and we'll organise a call between you and me. And if you'd like to join the engagement code, sort of training program of how to really milk the daylights out of Facebook advertising and Instagram advertising, then you might like to go to wowengagementcode.com and book into our 8-week course. See you next week.